Talk Anna
podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Talk Anna podcast. I am your host, Anna, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
Hi, everyone. I am Adam. It is great to be here for another episode. How are you doing today, Anna?
I am doing really well, Adam. Thank you for asking. The weather is beautiful today. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Yes, it was a great weekend. Actually, on Saturday, I came to a really nice Italian restaurant with my family. The pizza was amazing.
Oh, wait, you just made a very common mistake, Adam. You said, I came to a nice Italian restaurant. But because we are in the studio right now and not at the restaurant, you should say, I went to a nice Italian restaurant.
Oh, you were right. I went to the restaurant. Wow, that is tricky.
Do not worry at all. It is a very common mistake for English learners. And actually, that is the perfect introduction for today's topic. Today, we are talking about the difference between go and come.
That is a fantastic topic. I know so many beginners and even intermediate learners get confused by go and come. They seem so simple, but they can be really tricky in real-life conversations.
Exactly. Many languages use these words differently, but in English, it's all about direction. It's about where you are and where the person you are talking to is. So let's make it really easy today. No boring grammar rules. We're just going to look at real-life situations.
I love that. No grammar lectures, just real conversation. So Anna, what is the most basic difference between go and come?
The easiest way to remember it is this. Come means movement toward me. Go means movement away from me.
Okay, let me repeat that to make sure I understand. Come is moving toward you. Go is moving away from you.
Yes. Let's think about our studio right now. If I want you to walk over to my desk, I say, Adam, come here. I do not say, Adam, go here.
Right, because I am moving toward you. I am coming to your desk.
Exactly. But if I want you to walk to the door and the door is far away from both of us, what do I say?
You would say, Adam, go to the door, because I am moving away from you.
Perfect. That is the basic rule. Come is for here, go is for there.
That makes sense. But Anna, what about when I leave my house in the morning? I say, I am going to work. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. You are at your house. Work is a different place. You are moving away from your house, so you use go. You say, I am going to work.
Okay, but what if I'm already at my office and I call my wife on the phone? Do I say I went to work?
That is a great question. If you are already at the office, you are talking about the place where you are right now. So you say, I came to work early today.
Ah, I see. Because I'm already there. The movement was toward my current location, so I came to work.
Exactly. Let's try another example. Imagine you want to travel to Paris. You are in New York right now. What do you say?
I would say, I want to go to Paris, because Paris is far away. I am moving away from New York.
Right. Now imagine you are finally in Paris. You are standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. You call me on the phone. What do you say?
I say, Anna, I finally came to Paris.
Yes, because now Paris is here. You are there. Movement toward your current location is come.
Wow, thinking about it like that makes it much easier. But Anna, I have a question about talking to other people. This is where I always make mistakes.
I think I know what you are going to ask. This is the biggest confusion for English learners. What is your question?
Okay, so let's say you invite me to your house for a party. Do I say, I will go to your house? Or, I will come to your house? Because I'm moving away from my house, so I should use go, right?
This is the tricky part. In English, when we talk to someone, we can also use come for movement toward the listener, the person listening to you. So if I'm at my house and you are moving toward me, you say, I will come to your house.
Really? Even though I'm leaving my house, I still say come?
Yes, think of it like this. You are moving toward me. I am the listener. So you say, I am coming to your party, or I will come to your house.
Okay, let me practice. You say, Adam, do you want to come to my party on Friday? And I answer, yes, I would love to come to your party.
Perfect. What happens if you say, yes, I would love to go to your party?
Is that wrong?
It sounds very unnatural to native speakers. If you say go to your party, it sounds like I am not going to be at my own party. It sounds like the party is somewhere else and neither of us is there.
Oh, wow. That is a very important detail. If I say go, it means both of us are moving away. So if I'm visiting you, I must use come.
Exactly. Let's use another everyday situation. Imagine you are upstairs in your bedroom. Your dinner is ready. Your mother is downstairs in the kitchen. She calls out, Adam, dinner is ready. What do you say?
Well, I am moving toward my mother. She is the listener, so I should say I am coming.
Yes, I am coming down. This is so common in English movies and TV shows. Someone knocks on the door and the person inside shouts, I'm coming.
Oh, right. I always hear that. I'm coming, just a minute. I used to wonder why they didn't say, I'm going to the door. Now I understand. They're moving toward the person knocking.
Exactly. You are getting it perfectly, Adam. Let's look at another situation. What if we are talking about a third person, someone who is not you and not me?
Okay, like our friend Sarah?
Yes, Sarah is having a birthday party at her house. You and I are drinking coffee at a cafe. I ask you about the party. Do I use go or come?
Well, Sarah is not here. We are moving away from the cafe toward Sarah's house. So we're both moving away. I think we should use go?
You are 100% correct. I would ask you, Adam, are you going to Sarah's party? And you would answer, yes, I am going.
That makes so much sense because neither of us is at Sarah's house. We are both traveling there, so it is go.
Right. But what if Sarah calls you on the phone while we're at the cafe? She says, Adam, my party starts in 1 hour. What do you say to her?
Ah, now I'm talking to Sarah. I'm moving toward her, so I say, don't worry, Sarah, I am coming to your party.
Excellent. You switch from go to come just because the listener changed.
That is fascinating. When I talk to you, I say I am going to Sarah's party, but when I talk to Sarah, I say I am coming to your party.
You've got it. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you understand that it is all about the listener, it becomes much easier.
This is so helpful, Anna. I think our listeners are really going to understand this difference now.
I hope so. Now, let's talk about some very useful everyday phrases that use go and come. There are a few fixed expressions that learners should definitely memorize.
Yes, please. I love learning everyday phrases. What is the first one?
The first one is go home.
Go home. Wait, do I say go to home?
No, and that is a very common mistake. We never use the word to with home in this phrase. We just say go home. For example, I am tired. I want to go home.
I want to go home. That is very easy to remember. What if I'm talking to my roommate and I'm already at home? Can I say, when are you going home?
Think about the rule we just learned. If you are already at home and your roommate is moving toward you, what do you say?
Oh, right. I should say, when are you coming home?
Exactly. When are you coming home is what parents ask their children, or husbands ask their wives on the phone.
So if I'm at the office, I say, I want to go home. But if I'm at home waiting for my wife, I say, please come home soon.
Perfect. Another very useful phrase is come over. Have you heard this one, Adam?
Yes, I hear come over all the time in American TV shows. Does it just mean visit?
Yes, it means to visit someone at their house in a casual way. If I want you to visit my house, I say, do you want to come over this weekend?
And I would answer, sure, I would love to come over.
Exactly. It is very friendly and relaxed. You don't need to say, come over to my house. You can just say, come over, and people know you mean your house.
That is great. Hey, let's watch a movie. Come over tonight.
You sound like a native speaker. All right, here is another phrase go out.
Go out. Does that mean leaving the house?
Yes, but specifically, it usually means leaving the house for fun, like going to a restaurant, a bar, or a movie.
Oh, I see. So I can say to my friends, let's go out tonight.
Exactly. Let's go out tonight. I don't want to cook.
I use that excuse a lot. I don't want to cook. Let's go out. What if I want my friend to join me? Can I use come?
Yes, that brings us to our next phrase come with me. If you are going to the supermarket and you want your friend to join you, you say, I am going to the store. Do you want to come with me?
Oh, that is interesting. I am going away from the house, so I say, I am going to the store. But I ask my friend to move with me, so I say, come with me.
Yes, because your friend will be traveling with you. You are joining together. So we say, come with me or come with us.
Can I say go with me?
You can, and people will understand you, but come with me is much more natural and common in spoken English.
Good to know. I am going to get coffee. Do you want to come with me?
Perfect. You're doing great today, Adam. I think it's time to put all of this into practice. Let's do a short role-play conversation.
I love role plays. It really helps me see how the words are used in real life. What is the situation?
Let's pretend it is Friday afternoon. We are on the phone, we both just finished work, and we're making plans for the evening. I will call you first. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Adam, it's Anna. Are you still at the office?
Hi, Anna. No, I just left. I'm going home right now.
Oh, nice. I actually came home early today. I am already on my couch. Do you have any plans for tonight?
Not really. I'm a little tired. I was thinking about just staying in.
Well, I'm making some pasta for dinner. Do you want to come over?
Oh, pasta sounds delicious. Yes, I would love to come over. What time should I come?
How about 7 p.m.?
Sounds perfect. Oh, wait, our friend Mark wanted to do something tonight. Is he coming to your house too?
I'm not sure. I know he wanted to go to the movies tonight. I will text him and ask if he wants to come over instead.
Good idea. If he still wants to go to the movies, maybe we can go out after we eat?
That sounds like a great plan. Okay, drive safely, and I will see you when you come over.
See you soon, Anna. Bye.
And scene. Great job, Adam. That sounded completely natural.
Thank you. That roleplay was really helpful. I had to think about where I was, where you were, and where Mark was.
Exactly, and you did it perfectly. Let's break it down for our listeners. When I asked where you were, you said, I'm going home. Why did you say going?
Because I was in my car, I was moving away from the office and toward my house. You were not at my house, so I used go.
Right, and I said I came home early because I was already inside my house.
Yes, that is the first rule we learned. And then you invited me. You said, do you want to come over?
Yes, I used come because I wanted you to travel toward me. And how did you answer?
I said, I would love to come over because I am traveling toward you, the listener.
Exactly. You didn't say I would love to go to your house. You said come. That was perfect.
Then I asked about Mark. I said, is he coming to your house too? Because Mark is moving toward you.
Yes, and I replied that Mark wanted to go to the movies. We used go because the movie theater is a completely different place. Neither of us is there.
This is brilliant. When you see it in a full conversation, it is not scary at all. It is just logical.
I am so glad you feel that way. Let's do a quick recap of everything we learned today to make sure our listeners remember the key points. Adam, do you want to start?
Yes. Rule number 1. Come is movement toward the speaker. Go is movement away from the speaker. If I am leaving, I say, I am going. If someone is walking to me, I say, come here.
Perfect. Rule number 2, when you are talking to someone and you are moving toward them, use come. Even if you're leaving your house, say, I am coming to your party, or I am coming over.
Never say, I am going to your party to the host. It sounds like you're avoiding them.
Exactly. It sounds very strange. Rule number 3, when talking about a third place where neither of you are, use go. Like, are we going to Sarah's party? Or let's go to the beach.
And finally, we learned some great phrases. Go home without the word to, come over to invite someone to your house, go out to have fun in the city, and come with me to invite someone to travel with you.
You summarized that beautifully, Adam. I think our listeners are going to feel much more confident using go and come from now on.
I agree. Next time I tell my friends about my weekend, I will definitely say I went to a restaurant, not I came to a restaurant.
Progress. That is what learning English is all about. Making small mistakes, understanding why, and getting better every day.
Thank you so much for explaining this today, Anna. It was a really fun conversation.
Thank you, Adam, for being a great conversation partner and asking such excellent questions. And a huge thank you to all of our listeners for joining us today on the Talk Anna podcast.
Yes, thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. It really helps our channel.
And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new English lesson. We post new podcast episodes every week to help you improve your speaking and listening skills.
Also, we want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Try to write one sentence using go and one sentence using come. We will read them and reply.
That is a fantastic homework assignment. I can't wait to read the comments. Keep practicing, stay confident, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. See you next time.